Hello, friends, and good morning, and welcome to Football Therapy. Hopefully, welcome back, or welcome. If you're new, you are definitely welcome to the channel. I hope you're doing well, mate. I really do hope that. And welcome to a Talking Points video here on the channel to talk about the Graham Potter era. Has it been sparked into existence? Is it manifesting itself? Is it even possible? Or is this a false dawn? And if it is a false dawn, you could say maybe perhaps his very beginning of his tenure was a false dawn. 5 consecutive wins. Was it 9 unbeaten or something? But then we had problems. And fan unrest. And poor managerial performances from the gaffer, it has to be said. And poor finishing from the players. And unfortunate timing with World Cups, the Queen's passing, and a profound injury record. But Chelsea got a relatively stinky win against Leeds and deservedly eliminated Dortmund from the Champions League to qualify for the quarterfinals. Dortmund being the form European side. Certainly, I can't think of any other, top 5 European side who's won the last 10 games in a row. 10 games! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got there. Imagine winning that many games in a row. I can't. Deservedly through. Better team in Dortmund. 1-2-0 at home at Stamford Bridge with a very professional performance. We're going to talk about the approach, the tactics, the formation, the potential positive, incremental positive developments, the chemistry, certain players returning. What does this mean, and where is the ceiling now? This season, I'm not talking about the process, the project. I'm talking about hot dog. Right the ruddy heck now. Where are we going? And what are we going to do, baby? Let's talk about it. Thanks for joining me, though. Quick reminder to ding, ding, ding. Hit that sweet like button. Does help me out. Let's see if we can get some clicks on that bad boy. Takes a millisecond, or indeed a tap. I do realise how probably most of you watch YouTube on mobile devices. So use that thumb. Tap. Tap, tap, tap. And yes, why not subscribe? We're over 170k now, so it is a legitimate hashtag road to 200,000 subscribers. What a community we've cultivated together. Me and you, dear viewer. Anyway, so let's get into it. Graham Potter, divisive figure. Of course, that win last night would have done a lot of good. Many people, understandably, still are Potter out, and they are concerned for his ability to coach at this level and represent the club as a Chelsea manager, whatever that means. But winning convincingly yesterday and showing a bit of passion, fist pumping to the shed end, hugging all the players, embracing, smiles all around, a clear sense of togetherness in this Chelsea squad. Playing for the manager, absolutely. I mean, that was a demonstration of playing for the manager. Showing a bit of passion, maybe a bit of relief coming through there from the gaffer. Todd Boehly in the stadium at Stamford Bridge, the Chelsea owner, had a smile on his face. Finally, it wasn't like after Leeds, ugh. It was a genuine, right, here we go, boys. That's more like it. He kissed his missus and then he drank a beer on the pitch. That's what I want to see from the Chelsea owner. A snog, then a glug, in that order. Good lad. Anyway, look, positive. So what can we take out of this, and what can we project and speculate and really hope for moving forward? Well, firstly, reverting to type with the back 3 system. Defensively secure. Kepa has been instrumental in our defence being better. Of course, Chelsea still maintain an excellent defensive record in the Premier League. And indeed, that was a good defensive performance from the centre-backs. I think I was a bit harsh on Mark Cucurella, actually, on my post-match presser yesterday. If you're yet to watch that video, I do urge you to go check it out. It's my instant match reaction where I go into detail about the performance and the game itself. I put my hands up, Kevin Hart meme when he's going like that. He won man of the match, and I said he was probably my least impressive out of the back 3. They're all very good, of course, but I clearly missed some good stuff there because I often do, and many of you rightly said he played really well, and of course he ended up winning the man of the match from UEFA. So shout out him. Of course, Thiago Silva will come back in. Of course, Trevor Chalobah will get games, who's reliable as well. Looks like we can rely on Cucurella to play in that back three system, playing behind a very offensive Ben Chilwell, left wing back, who loves to get forwards. Excuse me, I can't remember what I was listening to. It may have been Matt Law speak on this, but Ben Chilwell took some time to learn the wing back role. Remember, he was purchased by Frank Lampard, who was a huge advocate of signing Ben Chilwell. That was very much a Frank Lampard signing. Of course, Frank Lampard wanted to play a back four. He did play wing backs at time, but he was playing a back four. He bought Ziyech to play as a winger in a back four system. He bought Chilwell to be a left back. He brought Reece James through to fight with Azpilicueta in the right back position. And when Tuchel came and he was like, right, back three all the way, boys and girls, or boys because it's the men's team, Ben Chilwell had to relearn that role. Of course, it was Marcus Alonso's to start with, because Alonso was like, back three, bruv, completed it. Premier League medal, mate, in the left wing back. So it took some time for Ben Chilwell to learn, but now he has got that sugar down, man. He has got it down. Not only has he got the role down generally, the attacking and the defending, offense, defense, he's made it his own with his, obviously, this is probably tactical coaching instruction, but those inverted striker runs that you don't see Reece James do. Reece James is more of a creator in terms of positions and what they try and set up. And Ben Chilwell is a finisher. Of course, he gets assists from cutbacks and corners, but he wants to get into that box, whether it's the 6-yard box. He wants to dive in and be brave and score goals. So, yeah, very, very offensive. The more defensive Cucurella behind him on that flank. If they develop chemistry, then superb. Of course, eventually, we may even see Mudryk on that left flank, although it does seem like he's going to need some time to integrate from the lack of minutes at the moment. So I think he's certainly very fit and he looks in good shape, but he needs to integrate into the ideals, I think. But yeah, if he does come into the side, a left side of Cucurella, Ben Chilwell, and then Mudryk could work really, really well in certain instances. So look, what I want to talk about here is the back three system, defensive solidity with the goalkeeper, centre-backs, and indeed players starting to return from injury in the midfield. Enzo Fernandez is always going to be there. He looks a baller. You'd rightly hope so, because he cost £106 million, and you're going to partner him with a multitude of players that seemingly can all work. Now, what I mean by that is Ruben Loftus-Cheek has done himself lots of favours. Of course, we speak about his positional versatility, but him starting next to Enzo in the midfield, you're like, cool, fine. He's a rotational non-first choice, but that's totally fine. Mateo Kovacic, 2 starts next to Enzo, 2 wins, baby. Zakaria can play next to him. Gallagher comes in, although he's more of a presser. He's more of a finisher, and there's talk of the Premier League developing into this game where you have starters and finishers, especially now you have 5 subs. You have a starting team and a finishing team when you go ahead, which, to be honest, kind of makes sense. It's like American sports, but there's no reason why Premier League shouldn't be like that in terms of maximising what you've got. And the return of N'Golo Kante. Many of us thought he might actually be fit for this game. Turns out he's not. We sort of found that out before the game in Graham Potter's pre-match press conference. We spoke about that. But he is training, and they're being very careful with him, and they think he's looking good. N'Golo Kante will return to this side. And that is massive, because he's still that player. He's still tactically intelligent. And if Chelsea are genuinely considering giving this guy a 4+1 or a 3+1 new contract, it means they're like, yeah, that's still N'Golo Kante. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. Yes, we can get him back. It's going to be him. It's going to be him, not like a shadow of his former self. It's going to be him, and he will go into that midfield. And we've spoken about that potential midfield partnership of 2 World Cup winners in Enzo Fernandez and N'Golo Kante. La 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 la. Both got songs. They've both got songs. It's meant to be. So, defensive security, solidity, more tactical discipline within the shape, but the question remains, will the goals come? Well, we got a couple, and granted, they weren't free, well, the last 3 goals we've scored, they're not free-flowing, open play attacking goals. Of course, we got the Wesley Fofana goal, which is great to see from a centre-back, but it's a centre-back scoring on a set piece. Of course, we have this Raheem Sterling, which was in itself, he hit it well in the end, but it was a scrappy goal originally, And of course, the Kai Havertz penalty, which he needed 2 cracks at. Now, collectively, it is not that convincing, but you have to bank on the fact how goals aren't going in the other end, you're not giving up 2 goals anymore, and you have scored some now, even if they are in the manner we've just discussed. That has to develop confidence, and chemistry and continuity on the pitch will develop. If Chelsea go and beat Leicester on the weekend, which of course is very doable, 3 wins on the bounce, and if we score maybe more than 1 goal again and maintain yet another clean sheet, then people will start thinking, okay, can this work? Because make no bones about it, mate. Even if everything we were hearing about the owners, oh yeah, they're backing Potter no matter what. Oh yeah, they want they want to see him with a pre-season no matter what. Oh yeah, they want to see him with at least another proper transfer window to clear out this bloated squad no matter what. We were hearing that, but the truth is, we lose to Leeds, we lose to Dortmund, and we lose to Leicester. I think he's gone. I think you have to just sack him. Not because the players stopped playing for them, or clearly they're still playing for the manager, but the toxicity from the fans, they just wouldn't have it. And you can't have Stamford Bridge crumbling like that, just because of the aesthetics of it, the optics, I hate that word, but it's just untenable. And to be honest, if the crowd start bringing banners and booing Potter, he won't want to be there anyway. He's a man of integrity, he's he won't fancy that. But we need goals. So if we can find goals, if Kai Havertz feels good about that penalty and decides to score an open play, of course he is an excellent player. He's just not a prolific goal scorer. João Felix gets a couple. I don't know. It would be lovely to see someone like Madueke bang one in. Maybe Mount finds some form again because he's got a goal. Do you know what I mean? If we find goals, Reece James and Ben Chilwell, they absolutely have goals in them. If this exudes confidence from back to front in the team, I'm not saying, look, second half of the season, we're doing a tail charge. I'm not saying that. I mean, maybe we get Europa League or Conference. Maybe we just push up the table a bit. Push up the table a bit. Start going to 9th, 8th, 7th. Oh, we're a little bit, this is not good for Chelsea Football Club, but it's a little bit we can see the summit rather than tumbling down the mountain. Then you start to feel a bit better. And of course, if we keep more clean sheets and we score goals, and I don't know if there is a favourable draw in the next round of the Champions League, but if we get a draw, Chelsea can beat anyone on their day. They simply can. If Chelsea get through to the semi-finals, suddenly the season's different. If you finish top 7, get Champions League semi-finals in what is a profoundly difficult transitional season, then it won't be seen as a success. But at least people will start grasping a little bit of hope. And then you can really pose the question. With this newfound identity and with a true bond on the pitch and in the changing room and a Cobham and these players really believing in each other, can we see the start of the Graham Potter era? And that's the question I pose out to you guys. Many of you will be like, no, or it's too early. Some of you will be like, yes. But of course we have to reflect, and this is what the owners are hoping for. This is what they want, because they see a guy that not only they believe is a great coach, but they see a guy that is an appropriate candidate to lead their long-term and, by the way, really ambitious project. Not in just the case of winning and challenging and generating revenue in that sense, but of course we've spoken about multi-club model, expansive club things, farming players out, continuity and style of football, figures that work with Graham Potter like Macaulay, Winstanley and Vivell and stuff, but Vivell will also work on other clubs, and joined up thinking that develops the long-term plan, and it's like, right, we play a certain way, you need an inside or whatever, like an inside forward or a left back that does this certain thing. Well, remember that player we bought from Brazil 18 months ago, and now he's playing in our Portuguese league team. He's developing 12 creative passes per so-and-so, doing exactly what you need him to do. He's a good character. He's friendly. He trains hard. Brilliant. Bring him to the Premier League. Bring him to our mothership team, Chelsea Football Club, like the headquarters. That's the plan. That's the long-term vision. And Tuchel didn't want any of that. Tuchel just wanted to get on with his business and whatever, which is fine, but they've clearly vetted Potter, and they think, yes, he's the guy that we want to do that. So they want it to work. I'm not saying to you it's definitely going to work. I'm just posing the question, is there a Graham Potter era to be had? Look forward to your comments down below, baby. Thanks for liking the video and subscribing. Hopefully good feelings are back. I hope so. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Mwah. I love you.